It's time. If you wanna be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, you gotta know your worth. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coaching seat. If you wanna be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, you gotta know your worth. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coaching seat.
Hello, everybody. I hope all is well. I am out of the state this evening, and so I'm super excited because I will be introducing to you Coach Mattie Lisa. She is a game changer. But let me introduce myself. I am Toyinda Smith-Carter, best-selling author, business consultant, master coach, public speaker, mentor, and the creator of the Champion Influence Coach Facilitator and Speaker Certification programs. In my consulting business, the Coaching Seat, it is in place to improve the employee experience and to cause organizational effectiveness to be enhanced. So I'm super excited. I want you to share this broadcast out because Coach Mattie Lisa and I are going to enter into a phenomenal discussion. Before I bring her on, I want to let you know that on this Saturday, you all, we have a virtual sales and influence boot camp. And what we're doing is I'm partnering with Dr. Lynette Dutton, and we're going to help you to leverage sales skills and influence in entrepreneurship. You need a team. You need to be able to build relationships so that individuals can support all of your efforts. And as you all come in the room, I want you to say hello to me so that I can properly speak to you. So I wanted to make you aware it's happening this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, and it is going to be a powerful boot camp. And so every entrepreneur, especially Kingdom citizens, you need to be in this room so that you have the skills that you need to really scale your business. I will make sure to put the information in the chat, but in order to find out more information, just go to thecoachingseat.com and then go to the store. All right. I have a couple more things that I want to share with you on this evening. We are preparing for our Champion Influence Coach and Facilitator Certification program that's happening in June. We're really looking forward to helping educators to take a coaching approach when they're working with students. So I want you to go online to thecoachingseat.com so that you can grab more information about our Coach and Facilitator Certification programs. And again, tonight, we're going to meet one of our coaches who is doing some amazing work in the area and the coaching domain, and I'm looking forward to hearing from her. All right. Let's see. I think I have one more thing I want to talk to you about. We do have our book-to-book masterclass that's coming up. I believe it is next month, but this is a masterclass where we help authors to take their book and turn it into a signature talk so that you can be booked. All right. And so if you've been following me, you know that I just released my new book, The Handbook to Coach Yourself. And right now I am going from book to book. And so not only am I giving you textbook, but I'm also sharing my life experiences, my business experience with you. So as I give you the strategy, you will know that it works. So go online again to thecoachingseat.com. Check out our book-to-book masterclass. I know it's one happening in May. I believe it's in May. Check it out. The dates are on the website. So I'm calling all authors. It is time for you to pull those, the biggest message out of your book so that you can create a signature talk from it. And I am the person that can help you do it and do it well. All right. Let me see. I think I have one more announcement to make. I want you to grab my new book, The Handbook to Coach Yourself. You're going to be in a space at some point going forward where you cannot get in contact with your trusted advisor, your mentor, your coach, your leader. And so you need the proper skills, you need strategy, you need structure so that you can coach yourself out of any concern, any misalignment, and be able to solve problems for yourself. This book is all about going from barrier to breakthrough in 5 practical steps. So go to my website, thecoachingseat.com, and go to the store and grab this resource. It is awesome and amazing. All right, y'all. So enough is enough. We are getting ready to bring Coach Mattie Lisa on, and I'm super excited to hear from her. Let's bring her on. Hey, Coach.
Hey,
How are
hi.
you?
Always good to sit and chat with you. How are you?
Listen, I'm good. I'm good. You know, I'm on my book tour, so we've been moving and shaking, but
Yes,
I'm really grateful and really thankful for the opportunity to um share the insights of the book and for people to support with the resource. So pretty excited
yes,
about that.
yes. Hashtag inspiration unlocked. I just want to
Uh,
put it out there.
I love that.
Inspiration unlocked.
Inspiration unlock. I
Yes,
love
yes,
it. I
yes,
love that. That is really, really good. Listen, I want to I want you to introduce yourself and really take some time and introduce yourself to the audience and those who are going to catch the replay, Coach, because what you are doing is a phenomenal, impactful work. And I really want them to understand the boldness and the robustness of you as
mhm,
a coach and Destiny's Compass. All
mhm.
right. So I'm going to mute and let you have the floor.
Well, thank you. Bold and robust. I really think that does describe me so good. Good. Hello, social media world, to everyone. Some of you may know me, a lot of you may not. I am Mattie Lisa again, also known as Coach Mattie. And I'll start with telling you a little about myself on the professional space. I have, as it relates to coaching, I feel like I've been doing coaching ever since I was a baby, but people just called it different things. I've been calling Mama Maddie, the nurturer, all those things. But really, when I grew in my adulthood and started really searching for my purpose, I was able to I self-identify that professional coaching is what I should do. So I spent the last almost 12-15 years coaching in a professional work setting. I do work for a Fortune 500 financial service industry company. And so 9 to 5, most importantly, I am coaching from a risk management space. And I love to say my 5 to 9 and everything else is coaching with my company. I am the CEO of Destiny's Compass LLC, and that is a coaching and consulting firm. And what we do from the coaching space is personally spend a lot of time coaching women. While I have last year did get a male coachee that I got to work with. Transition a little over in the personal life setting. I am a champion influence certified transformational coach and also facilitator. I'm looking to get more in the facilitator space this year and next year, but we'll talk about that. But from the coaching side, I do a lot with transformational coaching. And so for anyone that's watching the live or the replay, and you're like, okay, that's a lot of title. Like, what does that really mean? Well, my niche is really helping you go from good to great. That's the most lamest terms I can give you. Is someone that's coming to be coached from a transformational life coach, it's literally just that. You've identified that you see yourself, could be your highest self, what you're destined for, or you just feel like you have this inkling that something should be more. And I help you navigate through those things to get there, but it's already inside of you. When you come to a coach, you've already identified that there's some things that have done, and hopefully you've already done the groundwork. So that's on that side. From the consulting side, right now, my specialty is management consulting. So I'm looking looking forward to working with a lot of corporations, small businesses. That is my passion. Really going in and looking at some of your areas of opportunity, but also your strengths, going in to really set you up with some strategic business plans. Look at your risk management. I don't think we talk about that enough, especially in the small business space. What are some opportunities and threats that could come to your business? How do you build a business continuity plan? You know, corporations do that all the time, but small businesses need that as well. So those are just a very high level overview on the consulting side, what I'm going to be doing for a clientele. But that's me on the professional side. On the personal side, what you see is what you get. I'm a very extroverted extrovert. I really do have a passion for people. That's just not my work. That's what I believe. I am a servant leader. I am a wife. I am also a mom. My kids are very active. If anybody sees me on social media, I am now a sports mom. Let me take the air quotes out because it's real. So my oldest is very active in basketball, track, and volleyball, and my youngest is competitive dance. So when I'm not coaching or I'm not working, I'm being a sports mom. But with all of that, from the personal space, I still like to make time for self-care. And I also advocate for that. I advocate for a lot of self-care. So I think from the personal professional space, yeah, I'm the same person everywhere that it goes. But just a little bit about me.
I love it. I love the direction that you're heading in. As you talked about, organizations need a continuity plan. Small businesses need a continuity plan, and you are the woman. You have the experience and you have the backing behind it. So I love that you are moving in that direction. Wow,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You
wow,
talk
that's
about
beautiful.
pivot all the time. I remember last year we was in our
Absolutely.
own. So if you not, please join the program.
Listen.
Get one. She got some stuff coming up, but really she does work a lot with us on after you. She doesn't just get you certified and leave you.
Mhm, mhm,
She's really giving us a lot of nuggets. And so one of the things was talking about possibly pivoting or just
mhm.
seeing where you want to take your business. So I'm putting it out there. I've had some, discussions, some quick connecting calls, but that's really where I want to go because that's the space where I feel like I'm stellar at.
Awesome, awesome. And then remind me through a message to send you details on becoming certified with the state because that is going to open up so much for you. It's open up so much
Okay.
for you in the space that you're pivoting in.
Mhm.
So well, let's listen. Let's talk about a little bit of some of the coaching clients that you've worked with. What are some of the things that I know you talked about transformational coach. What are some of the things that you have seen being areas that you've had to help to extract barriers within when you were working with your clients? And you can just choose any one of them.
Let's see. So mainly it was the professional women newly appointed into leadership roles
Mhm, mhm,
that overexert themselves and have a hard time with work-life balance.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
and so the barrier is, of course, being a minority, going into a professional space and in that of leadership.
mhm,
There's a lot of unnecessary weight, I feel, that sometimes goes into those roles. You feel like you have to work 3 times harder and those type,
mhm,
and you get wrapped up into the role. So with coaching them, it's really helping them identify the necessity of, really being your best self. And I think a lot of times when you're in leadership and it is if you're a servant leader, you are there to help and serve everyone else. You don't feel, you kind of like, there's a book that says leaders eat last, if you will.
Yes,
So
Simon Sinek.
yeah, so
Mhm,
it talks a lot about that. So it's easy to, if you believe in that mantra, it's easy to still get lost in yourself,
mhm,
but you still fall short. So I worked a lot with that coachee to kind of really reset some expectations, really help them self-identify what
mhm.
the areas of opportunity were, but furthermore, leverage their strengths. I'm
Yes.
a really big component of leveraging your strengths. Not saying that working on your opportunities professionally or personally don't matter, but if
Mhm,
we spend more time working to magnify those things, I think
mhm,
it does make room for error, because a
Mhm.
lot of times once you're doing that, people will see the wirings of you,
Right.
like that. So
Yeah, and that makes sense. There's a lot of research that backs exactly what you're saying about focusing on the strengths and really highlighting and enhancing the strengths so that more remarkable results or more productivity can come out of that space. There was a basketball coach, and he's a leadership expert. He's deceased now, but John Wooden. And his team, I believe, won the national title for basketball like ten times. And what he talked about is that when they played the film back, when they watched the video
mhm.
to help the athletes to be better, they did not play the videos. They didn't show the athletes the videos where the weakness was happening or the opportunities were in place, right? The limitations, but they only pressed down and showed the strengths and they
Awesome.
enhanced it.
Okay. Yeah.
And listen, to win a national title, and wait a minute, let me go Purdue, let's go Final Four, right? But to win a national title, all your team has to be moving in the same direction. And when you focus on the strength of the person, then you know that other people will come alongside them to really take up the slack. So wherever they may be weak, because the
Yes.
strengths are
Yes.
in hand,
Yep.
they
Hmm.
win. So
Yep.
I love that. I love what you're saying. Research backs it. And so it is amazing. And I think it's going to be impactful, of course, of the direction that you're going in with your transformational coaching. Let me say hello to Coach Monique. Coach Monique is she's number 78. She is our newest
Hey,
champion influence coach.
coach.
Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you share this broadcast out. All right, so you talked about really focusing in on the strengths of your coachees. Definitely, if there were some barriers there, it's the work-life balance, or I like to call it work-life integration, because balance is like, but integration is okay. Let's bring all of this together and let's find out how we make this work and how I'm not exhausted. So I love that you talked about that. I remember a while ago you talked about this concept of mother's remorse or the mother's grief. One of the two of those. It was a while ago, but just how to balance everything that women are doing and when they have children. So I really like the direction that you're in, and I think that it is definitely impactful for the times ahead. We have to be prepared for the times ahead, and I think you're preparing women and men for those times. Let's when did you join the program?
I joined in 2020 July, so I'm going on 4 years.
Oh, okay. So listen, it's smack dab in the COVID
Right,
during
I
that
remember.
time.
Right. Yep.
Good, good, good.
Mhm.
Awesome, awesome. So I know that you have like a conference coming up. I want you to just spend some time talking about what made you develop that conference, and then I'll circle back around as I listen to you. We'll circle back around because I want to know a little more about it.
Okay. So one of the reasons why I wanted to have a professional development seminar, conference, all words are interchangeable, it's called luncheon, is because I've done it in my corporate space. And I was still a part of, but I was at the time a chair for it's basically, it's best to call it like a diverse dimension group. In our corporation, we are really big on diversity, equity, inclusion. So we have a lot of different groups. And what I notice is that a lot of opportunity arises with professional development. I think that we work hard to get the exterior looking good sometimes, and we work on different enhancements. But when it comes to the very thing I feel like we need the most, a lot of women or even men don't spend a lot of time investing in themselves for professional development. It does start out with personal development. There are a lot of things that you can do to get your mind, body, and soul together. But once you got those things under wraps, personally speaking, I know you can probably attest to as well, having actual, continued education on, the things that you are actually doing only makes you better. And so because I had such success doing that in the corporate space, putting those things together from top to bottom, connecting with a lot of senior executives, and just having them pour into frontline team members, those that are newer. It really showed me, and I'll be honest with you, just looking at social media and my friend groups talking and just hearing, I won't necessarily say gaps, but you don't know what you don't know. And, there's a lot, and I'm pretty sure if you're a viewer watching or you're watching a replay, you've probably personally identified something where it's like, I know I want to see myself here. You may have put it on your vision board, right? In the next 12 months, I want to be 3 levels higher than I am today. Or if you're an entrepreneur, you're like, well, I would love to get so much different clientele. I'm working on my niche, or what is my signature client? Like all of these things. And sometimes we just leave it there. So we state those things and we leave it there. And so the development conference is really about putting those things in action. I like to be honest and truthful and say this is not just an empowerment session. Yes, I love empowerment. I think you should be empowered to do things. You should go to things just to fill you up. I am a motivational speaker, so I definitely believe in that. But what Master Coach just said earlier is in her last book, giving you practical steps. That's my thing. Like that's why I went to Champion Influence, because I wanted practical skills to enhance my coaching capabilities. And so that is one of the main reasons why I want to have a development conference, is so that you have tools that you can use, so that when you go back to your vision board, when you go back to your managers, when you go back to your boards, you're able to actually say, hey, you'll speak differently. You may think differently because you'll be equipped with all the tools and things that you need to elevate.
I completely love the concept. It is professional development. And we know that development has to do with a mindset, and it has to do with an attitude, right? So
Yes, yes,
skills, right?
yes.
We know
The money,
skills is
the money
training.
will come.
Come
The money
on.
will come. Get your
Come on.
mindset together first.
Oh my gosh.
Like literally,
That.
the money will come, but you got to get your mind. You got to get your mindset together.
Yeah, I love that. So, talk to me a little bit about maybe some of the topics or some of the themes you have intentionally put together for the professional development event.
Yes. So I love the way that you framed that, because it really was intentional. This year, our focus is really, for you as a participant, a navigator, if you will, for you to come and use you've been having your inner voice, and now you want to activate that into your full potential. And so the first thing that we just talked about is getting your mind together. So I'm excited to have a very own Coach Vaughn. She's going to be talking about mindfulness and the power of that, because you can't be projecting things and talking about things if you don't truly have, calmness, mindfulness, and just the power of that. And talking a little bit about how you can identify ways early on if you don't have it. One of the biggest things that I did this last year is get a therapist. She's also that as well, and just really helping you understand, again, we're building on your strengths. And so if you think a lot, which in a lot of these positions you do, you can get clouded, you can get overwhelmed. So we want to talk through that. We
So
also
pause,
have
so pause for a minute. So I want to talk
mhm,
about Coach Vaughn, because she
mhm.
is awesome in this space. And mindfulness is huge, right? Because when we understand, number one, when we can locate ourselves and understand what mind frame we are in, then we're able to make decisions better. We're able to be more creative, and we're able to function well. So I listen. If you don't go to the gathering, the professional development gathering for anything else, get there for the mindfulness, because that'll begin to change every aspect of how you handle your emotions.
Absolutely.
All right. I just wanted to plug that because that's a big deal.
No, really,
That's a
really.
big
Like
deal.
that's where I started from. Like when I
Mhm,
thought about it, because some of it is self-reflection of what
mhm.
I needed to elevate, what I needed to continue to align to my high self. So absolutely. We're also going to be talking about business funding.
Mm.
So I do have Takia McFadden who's going to be speaking on the fundamentals of business credit, business funding. I think that too is very important. That's another pain point I will say. That when it comes like, hey, man, you telling me to do this, do that, where the money coming from? Type thing. So, and that's another thing that I'm looking for as well. To hearing her give us the breakdown of what do we need to do, evaluate where your businesses are now. If you are thinking about, maybe you just have a side hustle and you're thinking about, well, what is it going to take for me to get this, from, a passion project, if you will, to my full income. So we're going to be having that. We do have Dr. Pickney Taylor that is also going to be talking about resiliency in the workspace. Maybe you are a person that's changing careers. Maybe you are a person that may have got let go. We don't talk about that enough. Like, what do you do sometimes when you get let go from a job? Maybe you are displaced. If you will, all these type of things. Resiliency is key. Or even if you're just working to enhance your personal development skill, you need resiliency. I don't think we talk about that enough. On the management side, we always talk about resiliency, but just as an individual contributor, there are a lot of changes you go through, and we'll talk about that. And then we're also going to have Rashonda Pratt, Rochelle Live, who is going to be talking about visibility is power. And I don't know if you all know of her, but if you don't,
She's
you
a game
will.
changer, period.
Game changer, period. And she's going to be focusing on just that, visibility, because like we said, we're moving from just having these inner voices of professional development to really just exuding that out in the professional and personal setting. So we are going to have her talk about the power of visibility and how you do need that, not just for social media, which is very important, and that's her platform, but she really wants to help us understand how powerful that can be in your overall professional development. Because if we can't see you, how do we know about you? Like, if we can't hear you, how do we know your message? And make you prepare for things like tonight, talking
Right.
about your platform and things like that. So that rounds us out. And then you have me, and
Yes.
I'm
What do
not
you?
just a moderator
Mhm.
for the event, but I'm going to really be looking at your 2024 professional vision board. So in
Mhm.
this time, we're going to have it divided into 4 pillars.
Mhm.
So when you come to the event, we also, this again, practical skills.
Yes.
You're going to have a workbook that you will be able to work through when you leave, and I'm going to be starting the process of giving you those insightful questions for you to ask yourself in the different
Yes.
spaces. From your financial, remember we talked about that, your financial background. What do you want to see financially? What did you want your performance? Your continued education. What do you do when you leave the event? How are you going to do that? And then overall, your relational, your
Yeah.
mentor space, how to seek out those things. So we'll be doing that also. We'll be doing like a mini workshop to talk about that.
Wow, this is the event of the second. Are we in the second quarter?
If you can believe it, we are in
This,
course.
listen, this is the event, the gathering of the second quarter. And so I really do encourage everybody who's on right now and who's going to catch the replay to click the link. I put the link already in the chat. Click that link, make the
Awesome.
investment, and be there. You mentioned Rashonda Pratt coming in to talk about how visibility is power. And you mentioned that if you're not speaking about who you are or speaking about what you offer, then you're not going to be seen. And a part of that is you being, once you're able to tell your narrative or tell your story about your business or create your value proposition, it's not about who you know. It's about who knows what you know, so that when we're not in those spaces or not at some certain table or not in the room, people who are there, who are advocates for us, who are pulling for us, who I want to say like to put us,
Poetry.
listen, who want to put
Poetry.
us on, they're going to share, hey, you need to get in contact with Coach Mattie Lisa. She's very good in this navigating space, the compass space, the transformational space. And that's why it's important for us to share. Hey, Shaquille, that's why it's important for us to understand that it's not always about who you know, but who knows what you know. Because you can know, I know, so and so, but if so and so doesn't understand how I bring value to a table, to a space, then I just know so and so, right? We need the person to know what you know so that they can carry your name on. I'm excited about that, and I love the fact that you're doing the workbooks and you're questioning what their plan is after the fact, because a lot of times people come to events, gatherings, conferences, and they are just sponges. But in reality, if we want to go to that higher self that you're talking about, we have to wring out the sponge. So everything that you begin to receive, you have to start to implement and activate. So I'm excited about what you're doing. I'm excited about the team of consultants and professionals that you've put together to move this
Mhm.
professional development gathering on. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that is the biggest part of it is
Mm-hmm.
accountability.
Yeah.
And not, a lot of people don't hold themselves accountable. That's one of the biggest components of a coach in
Yes.
any space
Come
is
on.
to hold you accountable.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that. Listen, what else would you like to share with us that I have not asked you? Is there anything else you want to share with the audience, those that are on now, those that'll catch the replay?
I think the only thing that I would like to share, and I said this in social media maybe last week or so,
Hmm.
is if you don't do anything else, I would love for you to attend this event.
Hmm.
But pour into yourself.
Yes.
One of the best things, this is not me just saying this because I'm on this live, but one of the best things I did for myself around 4 years ago was
Hmm.
become certified as a coach
Hmm.
and really go full throttle with coaching.
Yeah.
And it was a space where I was doing everything for everybody else. I felt like, oh my God, I have my workspace was good, but I'm like, something's missing like this. And there was always something knocking, like, Mattie, you're called to serve people. You're called to help people go from one space to the next. You're called not to be a problem solver, but literally a navigator, for someone to be there along the process with someone. We often see people, celebrities, political professionals, and we always see once they've arrived. You either go from dirt poor to millionaire, but this whole process right here that we don't often, some people do, and they do it magnificently. And that's my lane. My lane is the progress. I always be like progress over perfection. I am a recovering perfectionist. I think Coach knows that. But,
I
I
love it.
focus more on the progress now. And so I
Mhm.
say all of that to say it's really when I started investing in myself that I found all of that to be true, that
Wow.
I found all that to be magnified. So if you take nothing else away from tonight, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I can't say I don't know who needs it. I do know who needs to hear this. This is the woman, this is the man that looks around, canvases their lives, and everybody will give them an A+ on how they treat them and what they do for them and all of those accolades, but they would give themselves a C- on what they pour in to do for themselves. So I really hope that tonight, or whenever you're seeing this, the next day or the next day or the next month or year,
Mhm.
that this is your wake up call to pour into yourself.
Wow, I love it. I love it. Yeah, what you say is so necessary. I remember when I wrote the book, The Handbook to Dominate Your Confidence, I did just a small study on Facebook with business owners, and I think we had about 107 respond. And I asked the question, like, is this, how much of in agreement are you in with this statement? And the statement was that I put my activities and what I want to do on the side to help other people. And 68% of the people
Probably say,
agreed with that. And it's just like, no, you know, number one, how are you going to get to your goals? But number
yeah.
two, as you're saying, how are you going to receive the rest you need so that you're ready to facilitate progress as you talked about?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, it's a big thing, and we are wired a lot of times to think so. But if you're no good to yourself, you're no good to anybody else. Like
mhm.
we often always say that. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
cool. All right. So last question here. What is one word? Okay, if you can say this in one word that you would tell someone who wants to advance or wants to expand, and I'll say they want to create winning effects in their life. What's the one word you would share with them?
Hmm. Um, I would say believe.
Believe. Oh, I love it. Okay, believe. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, every I feel like everything starts with a belief.
Mhm, mhm,
And
mhm,
there's many things we can believe in. You can take that from the spiritual sense,
mhm.
religion. You can take that in just the manifesting. You know, there's a belief. It starts with
Yeah.
I believe, I will. You know, those of affirmations, those statements. Because you're gonna need to hold on to that. If you're thinking
Mhm,
about being expansive, if you're thinking
mhm.
about a winning effect, there are going to be some days where you won't win. There are going to be some days where you come close, and you really need to still have that belief. We talked about a little earlier about the coach and the replay of what they show them. um, Everyone's talking about it. You know, I think every great coach, every great mentor is really going to tell you to believe, you know, to actually believe it. Believe that it will be done for you. And so I feel like if you do that, everything else is going to happen. I literally, it's good that you said expansive. I literally started this like 2 years ago. I have an automation for when I plug in my phone,
Mhm.
and that is make time to make it expansive. That's mine for today. I'm telling y'all, I'm not keeping it to myself. That is mine for this year. So every time I plug up my phone, I hear that. And so it's really me verbally hearing back my belief. That this
Mm.
will be an expansive year. I know we're just in quarter 2. And yeah, there have been some rough times. There have been some stuff I've had to have
Mhm.
self-reflection already. But every time I hear that, that receives me. So that will also be a free nugget that I would tell anybody, to really just have something really close to you, that will always reaffirm your belief.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, believe, believe. There's this book called The Magic of Believing. I don't believe in magic. That's let me make that claim here. But it's a book, and the author said that all great achievements, all great inventions, all great creativity started with a belief.
Hmm.
It starts with a thought and then a belief in that. So makes sense to me. Let's go. Well, listen, Coach, how can people get in contact with you? I've already dropped the link in the chat for the Navigating Success Ladies Professional Development Gathering. I've dropped the link in the chat for that. But how can they get in contact with you if they want to experience the transformational coaching or even experience the place
Hmm.
that you're pivoting to in terms of the consultant?
Okay. The best place to get in contact with me will be Destinies. That's all one word.
Mhm.
Compass.com.
Okay.
That has everything there. It has where you can schedule your strategy call, which I do strategy
Mhm.
calls. It talks about what I've done in the past. It gives you a little bit of background on my products, services, and you can also follow me on Instagram. I am building that up. And that's at Destiny's Compass. So those are the top 2 places right now.
Mhm.
That if you start there, I'll always be able to filter out, getting you added to some email lists and some great ideas and things that's ahead.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I was able to copy your website. I'm going to go on and put it in the chat so you all can click her website quickly and go and take advantage of what she has to offer, because she will take you from here to there. All right. All right, Coach Mattie Lisa, listen, I appreciate you. Keep up the phenomenal work. And my birthday, I think the conference is on the 13th. The 13th, right?
It is.
Yeah, so it's April 13th. That's my birthday. So I wish you well.
Thank you. That's a good day then.
Yeah, listen, it's a great day for professional development.
Right.
So, all right, Coach, thank you so much. I'm going to wrap up here. You all make sure you follow and tap into the knowledge base and the wisdom of Coach Mattie Lisa and Destiny's Compass. Make sure you check out the link to attend the professional development gathering, because you will be elevated for sure. All right, Coach, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
All right, talk to you soon. Listen, Coach Mattie Lisa, she's doing some phenomenal work, and I really do encourage you to go to her conference. Let me grab it here. So just click the link. It is an Eventbrite link, and she talked about the lineup, so you will not be disappointed, and the investment is very small compared to what you'll be able to do after it. I want to remind you all that, again, we're having a virtual sales and influence bootcamp this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Dr. Lynette Dutton and I are partnering together, and we're going to help you to leverage sales and influence skills in entrepreneurship. I do want to remind you that we have an international champion influence coach and facilitator certification program happening in June. So we look forward to bringing in and certifying more coaches and facilitators. Don't forget to book. This is for authors. If you need to really scale your book, we can help you to do this by turning your book into a signature talk. And I also give more details and more business strategy on making sure that your sales increase in that. And don't forget, I'm on my book tour right now. I'm in Indiana, in my home state, and I'm having a wonderful time. But my new book, The Handbook to Coach Yourself, is available online at thecoachingseat.com, and just go to the store. Thecoachingseat.com, go to the store. This book helps you to break through those glass ceilings, those barriers, so that you can facilitate progress in your life. I did not say so that you can be successful. You will be successful as you are facilitating progress, but the main goal is to be able to keep moving forward and being very progressive in your life. So I am Coach Toyinda Smith Carter, and I am a TEDx speaker, best-selling author, business consultant, master coach, public speaker, mentor, and I'm also the creator of the Champion Influence Coach Facilitator and Certification programs. So I'll see you next Thursday. Don't forget to join us on this Saturday for the Sales and Influence Bootcamp. All right, y'all. So we're going to see you next time.
It's time. If you want to be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you want to be a world dominator, you gotta know your worth. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coach's seat. If you want to be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you want to be a world dominator, you gotta know your worth. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coach's seat.
All right. We'll see you next time.